Well, thank you, President Trump, for being back in Texas. You being here.
I am sick of this political nonsense. This topic, which is designed to prey on the fears, biases, and prejudices of some people in this country. Okay? This shit is really annoying. We can put aside the fact that this so called surge didn't actually begin until some jackass yelled, "Build a wall." We can put aside the fact that many Americans have no clue how immigration works. I was shocked to find out just how many Americans don't even have a passport. Go look up that number. You'll have the same look on your face that I did when I saw it. You can put all that aside. You can put aside the fact that Americans don't understand that it would make more sense for people to just jump on an airplane than to pay money and track all that dangerous terrain to come to this country. But the one question that you should ask yourself, no one seems to ask themselves. And that is why these people just don't jump on an airplane or drive across the border. I'll give you a moment to think about that. Oh, and despite the dumbasses on social media that I've run into, no, the American government does not hand out foreign passports. Yeah, don't. I was shocked too when people said that to me. This is nonsense. We know where this topic comes from. We know why it's here. We know why this is a political issue. Okay? It's time that we stopped pretending. And the Stevens of this world are not helping. Oh, you don't know who the Stevens of this world are? I suggest you go watch a little movie called Django Unchained. Samuel L. Jackson does a masterful performance. Well, actually, everyone in that movie did a masterful performance. It's really time that this stopped. It's nonsense. Who are we kidding? The same way some jackass yelled that he wanted to ban all Muslims, as if you could tell who a Muslim person is just by looking at them, what their name is, or where they come from. We know what you're doing. It's not a secret. Like, you're not even good at trying to hide it. You, I'm watching people on here say how people need to speak the native language when they come to America. That one, I didn't know how to react when I saw a few people make videos like that. Your English language is not native to America. Like everything else in America, it comes from some fucking other place. How Republicans got immigrants and children of immigrants to hate other immigrants is amazing. And again, don't get me started on the freedom people, the people who claim to be for freedom, who think they have the right, I guess the freedom, to tell other people when and where they can travel and or live. That one really fucks with my brain. Because I don't know what kind of freedom that is. That would be like somebody across the street wanting to buy the house here, and the neighbors then turning around and telling people, no, you can't buy that house. I have no words for this topic. It's unbelievably frustrating to listen to these jackasses do this, and we know why they're doing it. You can deny it all you want, but we know why they're doing it. Because they're praying and praying that you feel a certain way. Now, as I like to do with many topics, I'm going to stir the pot right now. And I'm going to explain to people that we live in a screwed up world, full of screwed up countries, full of screwed up governments. You want to know what one of the biggest drivers of this screwed up world, screwed up countries, and screwed up governments is? The fact that we have borders to begin with. Think about that. If people actually could go live wherever they wanted to, whenever they wanted to, the way they should be able to, I mean, talk about a God-given right or a birthright, guess what would probably end up happening? Governments might just have to start treating their citizens a lot better in order to keep the country that they have. Think about that. Your borders are for security? Are they really now? I'd like to ask people, since some people like to call it an invasion. I always hear about how residents of California and New York are leaving in droves, mass exoduses, and they're going to places like Texas and Florida. Would you consider that an invasion? Since America doesn't have the resources or the space in order to bring in more migrants, would Texas and Florida make the same argument when it comes to people from California and New York moving to their states? Or are the people from California and New York completely on their own once they reach Texas and Florida? Consider that for a moment. Would that be an invasion? Are you going to tell the people from California and New York that doors are closed, we have no more spaces? Would you yell, build a wall? It's very interesting, isn't it? So when I said we know why this topic is the topic that it is, I'm not trying to be funny. We get it. We know what you're doing. It's how you get your votes. The only way you could ever really stop migrants from coming to America is to stop them from traveling. And how exactly would you do that? How exactly are you going to stop people who've decided to leave wherever they are from leaving? Because that's all you can do. See, you can have all the right paperwork, all the legal documents, and still be denied access into a country. You guys do know this, right? So how exactly, what else could you do to secure the border? Oh, build a wall. Oh, well, most drugs and illegal migrants actually come here through legal ports of entry. I'm gonna stop talking now, mainly because I'm done with this topic and the time is about to run out. So give a little thought to what I just said. Just a little bit. Maybe then you'll start to understand why politicians push this as an issue.